Let's go. Let's get this party started. Let's keep it pushing all night long, baby. Sunday night until the Bitcoin weekly candle close. Check. Shout out to everybody here on the live. Thank you for jumping on in. Appreciate each and every one of you for being here, sharing your most precious asset with me, and that is your time. Welcome to the Crypto Lifer Show, baby. Let's get that music up a little bit. No, seriously though. I love each and every one of you. The music is my movement. The energy, I love the energy. Shout out to everybody here tonight on a beautiful weekly candle close for Bitcoin. We're going to break it down for you like we do every single Sunday night to get ready for the week ahead. We're going to look at the S&P 500. We're going to look at the futures market. We're going to put some lemon into the water. Make sure you use that little shelf so you don't splatter the lemon all over your nice suit or your nice dress, all right? For you ladies out there that I know there's ladies out there, all right? People don't think there's ladies on my live stream. There's ladies out there that like crypto and that like the lifers, all right? Shout out to everybody here on the live. They are lifers. Forgive me. Let's take a big sip of the lemon water. Let's stay hydrated. For me specifically, so I can get through all the talking I'm about to do without losing everything. Shout out to each and every one of you. May God bless you all. I love you more than you would ever know. Let's get the show going. Let's see what happens. Let's see if this thing even works. Okay, it does. Wow, that's amazing. And here we are, on the way up to the upside. I like where this music's going. I like where it's taking us. Bitcoin getting bought up. Doge getting bought up. A lot of Doge. Doge seems to be back in the picture with X.com coming back out. Twitter making a bit of a move. Is Doge going to get back into the pumpage by September? Are we back to school or are we back to Doge? You tell me. We're going to find out tonight. We're going to break it down. Algorand pumping. Litecoin pumping. A little bit of that Uniswap pumping on in there. Some Tron coming on in. A big Tron buy. But still Bitcoin taking the cake, right? Even 1 inch. A little bit of DeFi coming on in. Have you noticed MakerDAO pumping? Have you noticed Aave pumping? Have you noticed that DeFi is getting a bit of a move here? Even Sushi. So it's interesting. A little bit of Shiba Inu getting bought up. Some Chainlink. Chainlink has been getting a pump recently. Have you noticed that? I was all over it. We put that out before it happened for Chainlink. First thing is first. At the beginning of the stream, I like to go over some of the wins that we had. We had a win. Can you believe it? We did. The market was the flattest I've ever seen. We still made a gain. How do we do it? We're going to talk about it right now. We're going to break it down for you like we do every single time. Show me the bacon, and I will show you how to find the bacon. All right? Show me the bacon, and I'll show you where the bacon is. That doesn't make any sense, right? But just visualize bacon right now, all right? That'll get you through the next moment, and then I'll get a chart going up for you, all right? Look at this. This is Litecoin 3L. This is a 3L ETF, electronically traded fund for Litecoin, LTC USDT.3L. I put this out because I was just, feeling good about it yesterday at exactly 1:29 p.m. USDT, KuCoin, and MEXC possible if Bitcoin can play nice. Looking for Litecoin to make that pump for 12% gains to the upside. We wanted it in 24 hours if we could. Seems like we were about to get it, and we did. So Bitcoin got that little sideways action, got a little bit of a pump, and it passed the baton. And that Litecoin 3L, there's your before, and there is your after. Bang, bang, bang. There's your before. There is your after. And I just love how you see that before. No stop loss got hit in the making of this trade. It gapped through the VRVP, gapped through the next area, and got to the volume area lows. This is what happens. Study this. Tight moving averages inside of an ascending triangle. The first higher low, it had to break through. The safe one would have been to wait for it to get here. The aggressive entry was now. And Litecoin 3L for a beautiful 17% gains in total at one point. Right now, it's still holding a gain of 9%. So that's how you take advantage of the market. 18.7% in total for Litecoin 3L. Shout out to anyone that took the call yesterday at 1:29 p.m. or just had the education to see what I saw and was able to trade another 3L or something in that nature. It's amazing. My man, Big Chungus. This group is the real deal. Started a live account with $10 on June 1st. And here's my trading day almost exactly 2 months later. Account value is now $550. And look at that, 21, 16, 35. My man just taking gains out of the market. He started with $10. He now has $550. Right? I'm just saying. Like, that's a huge, huge gain. All right, that's an enormous win. So shout out to my man Big Chungus, but you've been doing the work. You've been putting in the constant effort, and you've been also taking as much of the resources that we have to offer in the trading group, including taking the leverage trading course with my man, Master Friend, every single Sunday from 12 to 3 p.m. You got to jump on in today. You got to get the education. I taught class again this weekend too. The last Saturday of every month. It was an amazing class. A lot of people in there. This weekend was amazing. So let's break down Bitcoin now. Let's move on. But shout out to you wonderful people. Trying to make the music a little less crazy. But it is Sunday night with the candle close. So just temporarily, right off the bat, I want to discuss BTC. I've been using the USD chart on Coinbase. It does not matter what chart you use. BTC USDT, BTC USD, as long as you're charting, it's all gravy. Look at the 777s right there. Notice the 777s. They disappeared, but you had to notice. Okay, we talked about Bitcoin getting into the green box. Remember, it was so sweet. Remember how beautiful it was. Everything was amazing. Bitcoin had pumped. This candle was also green. There was 2 green candles. It looked like everything I said was highly likely. I said we were likely to pump up to the 200 SMA. We did that. I did my morning update and showed you guys the symmetrical top. And then I said it's likely that we could possibly end up tonight inside this green box for Bitcoin in the weekly candle. I won't say it yet. I won't ruin it yet, But what happened? Bitcoin would pump up, get rejected by the 200 SMA, not be able to hold the line. We would see massive volatility to the downside, then back to the upside, but this pattern would eventually break. And this is what we have now. And it looks to me like Bitcoin is attempting to get back inside the pattern and make a bullish move here on the 1 hour time frame to the upside tonight, which could actually happen, which is a bit strange to me. Slight hidden bullish in a way, as this is a swing to the upside and this is a swing to the downside. That is a hidden bullish divergence. It's very, very slight, but it still kind of somewhat exists. Very strange. Symmetrical triangle did eventually make the break. This morning it broke out. Like we had it like this. Beautiful breakout. Nice scalp trade if you were trading futures. But again, sketchy days on a Sunday, right? Got rejected by the 200 SMA. You can say this trend line never broke. Fell below. Now we bearishly retesting this. The 1 hour says we could get a move further to the upside. The 4 hour says you're cooked, but it's trying to bend you back up again. And look at the 4 hour with the massive wicks here on both these candles. The buy pressure. So we got wick down. A lot of liquidations, as you can see. Came back up. Massive buy pressure for Bitcoin. Where do we go? We went as low as 29,033 yet again, but still could not take out this low from last Monday. And it looks like that low may hold the low for the month. Thou I say more. I shouldn't say anything else. It does look somewhat like a diamond pattern here. Not perfect. Let me venture into this idea. Once I get an idea, I venture into it. If it doesn't make sense, then I leave it alone. Yeah, it's a bit weird for a diamond. It has some of the vibes. It has this up and down, and it has some sideways patterns, but it just can't complete the idea for me to be a diamond. But it has some ideas. Sometimes the smaller time frames will reveal more of a diamond. Kind of still has some diamond vibes to me, like a reversal pattern back to the upside. It has the whipsaw in the middle and has 2 sideways patterns. It's interesting. I mean, it has diamond vibes. Will it eventually play out like a diamond? It doesn't have the full diamond set, So, no Gina today. Dat weird, man. Shout out to GF Burke, man. Shout out to Master Friend on the house. Shout out to everybody here on the live stream. Appreciate each and every one of you. Tomorrow will be Bitcoin's monthly candle close. We will go over that. So we have another live stream tomorrow night. Exhausting life I live, I'll tell you what, but I love it. You guys got to give me the energy. Give me the likes. Give me the likes. Give me the comments. Say funny things. Give me that energy. Give me the vibes. Let me go, baby. Let me go. As long as you keep coming back every single night. As long as this stream keeps moving. As long as we keep pushing forward. As long as the likes keep flying all the way. 370 people on the live. 130 likes. Let's get the likes up to the watchers. I would greatly appreciate it. We're going to get to the top, baby. We're going to get there. As my witnesses, I love you all. Double banger tomorrow. Amen. Let's go, baby. Let's go. Let's get a drink, sip of that lemon water. Let's hydrate. So to me, Bitcoin fell out of the symmetrical triangle to the downside. Got a little fake out, up, fell back to the downside, and now is attempting to, I feel like, get back inside the pattern. It could be bearishly retesting as we speak for a move to the downside. Let's take a look at our 15-minute, which is getting overbought and does want to attempt to make a dump further down. Remember, if we do get this bearish retest, it'll be a beautiful entry for a short right here. The 50 minutes, the 4 hours in your favor for possible move down. The 1 hour is conflicting somewhat, but the 15 and the 7 both suggest that this could possibly be a nice bearish retest of the point of control and of this trend line right here, which would tell me that it would be a nice move back down to 28,800 for Bitcoin. So this is the level we're looking at. To me, you had your initial dump. It comes back up to get the stops. Bearish retest for a move further to the downside. I would really be cautious of this move. Again, Sunday night into Monday morning, expect volatility. Worst time to trade. They will liquidate everybody and anybody near the price action. You're just going to get annihilated. It just is what's going to happen Sunday night into Monday. They're going to go after the bigger. There could be bigger orders that are getting crushed by bigger orders. And they don't care who's in the way. And if you're somewhere in the middle, you are going to get squeezed. I'm telling you that right now. Sunday into Monday, probably the worst days to open up trades, the worst day to try to tackle a market as a beginner. And no, I'm not a financial advisor. Nothing I say and do should be taken as financial advice. Please get yourself a financial advisor. Do your own due diligence before getting into any project, coin, or trade. I'm just a guy that goes over the charts every single day and shows you options and ideas and things that I'm looking at to give me a bit of an edge as to where the market may be going, you know? And so 28,500 still looms and is now bigger than it used to be. It loomed as yellow for days. Now it's dark red, screaming that it wants to come and liquidate anyone who has a stop loss in that area. It looks like you will be annihilated. They will take your funds. So watch out for that. You know, they're saying, hey, we got big orders down here to buy. If you're in the way, we are going to squeeze you. I would look out for a move to the downside, possibly tonight into tomorrow morning. There's a little liquidity up here that could prop us up, but for the most part, this bar has been waiting for about 4 to 5 days now. I believe they get their orders. We may pop up a little bit, but then further to the downside is a high probability here. A little bit of a short squeeze happening as we speak for Bitcoin. All right. And we will see. But right now I see a bit of a bearish retest of the point of control and this trend line. And a move further to the downside on the 15-minute and the 7. Now, if the 50-minute and the 7 can go up or down and we can break back up inside here, then if we can reset and we stay somewhere up in here, then we could possibly open up a long later tonight on the 1 hour if you want to trade. I personally am not going to trade that. I'm going to observe and see if my probabilities are correct anyway, just to sharpen my tools like I do every single night. But the idea behind this is I'd like to see us get back inside, stay in the pattern, so we have a chance of breaking back to the upside. If we don't get back inside this pattern, it's far more likely that we break down here and get rejected. And look, resistance, 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 bounce to the upside, fell through, a little bit of resistance, bounce, bounce, fell through, resistance. This area, that's why it's the POC, the red line. That's why it's the point of control right here on the local area of price action on the 15-minute time frame. And you can see the high volume node sticking out. We do have this nice gap in the VRVP that suggests we can get a beautiful move up. And we have a bit of liquidity that we came into and we got bought back up because you can see we have the liquidity. We've already tested the low area of that liquidity, which is right here. That is a bullish sign. When you look at price action itself and liquidity, suggests that we can get this gap up. And we should get this flush back to the upside. Also, same thing as bottom of the channel. When we look at the bigger channel, we should make it back to the top of the channel. Bottom, top, fell out, came back in, topped, bottom. We want to come and hit the top of this channel, even if we're bearish and we eventually fall to the downside. So watching Bitcoin closely, 4 hours not that great. 1 hour wants to come back to the upside and get a nice pump. So the 1 hour looks good. I can get a nice pump to the upside. The 15-minute and the 7 both say they're exhausted and could bring us down. So I'd watch these smaller time frames, make sure they get flushed by the 1 hour and play ball, and we get back inside this pattern. We really need to take out this high and this high right here at 29,500. And then again, the two highs that I keep mentioning and I have circled, The 30,003, the 30,400 area, 30,300 is weekly support. If we can't get back above 30,300, expect more downside. We must break back above that zone. That is going to be the biggest level. We break back above that and hold it, we're good to go, because that is our weekly support and resistance level that needs to be flipped. You can see how important it was. We played games with it so many times. Right here, 30,300, up and down, up and down, up and down, up and down, back up, back above it. Felt like great. I was like, oh, we're done with this. Back below it, fought it, back above it, fought it, back below. Couldn't get above, and then we were relinquished. Like we were beat down. And look, when we lost this point of control, where did we have to come? All the way down to the value area lows, which we've tested at this point, which would make me assume we could come back up to this point of control. All right. So the 1 hour looks bullish. We got to get through the 15 and the 7. And, if those two time frames can give us a little more confirmation that we're not going to lose this zone and we're going to be able to push back up into this area, there's a chance the 1 hour can get us a little bit of a push to the upside. And that's my look for Bitcoin. What do I see happening when I wake up tomorrow morning? I believe, most of the move occurred for the liquidations on the weekly candle. The markets are open now. People kind of, in Asia, and people looking around. I say we go more sideways, and I wouldn't be surprised if we basically wake up like this, somewhere in my green box, just even more sideways for Bitcoin. And that's my prediction for BTC. Let's take a look at ES1 and see what's happening in the regular markets. And shout out to anyone that took the call yesterday, given in the trading group, for a beautiful 18% over the weekend on a slow weekend. Come on now. You got to hand it to the lifers. I found that on my own too, man. I didn't even have to have one of my 100,000 analysts around the world. Shout out to everybody here. I love you all. May God bless each and every one of you. Remember, XDC and XCAD have been hot. They've been the main coins to be watching. XDC and XCAD have been hot. I repeat, they've been hot. So if anything gets another pump to the upside, you're going to be looking for XCAD, XDC, possibly breaking out of these little flags here. Your daily's getting a little high. That probably has to cool. After a pump of that nature, we call that pump, by the way, too. I mean, some days I feel like I just get lucky, but then I just say, well, you do it all day long. You're going to catch it. You're going to catch it. But the fact, I was like, I just put that out. I'm like, that looks good in the 618 fib. And next thing you know, it's like one of the biggest gainers of the week. So yeah, like this should eventually interact with the 21 before it can pump again on the 4 hour. I have seen 4 hour flags pump anyway. Like I've seen this turn into a flag and then just do damage, But the fact that we have that bearish div there. Sorry. The fact that I have this bearish divvy here tells me that we're likely going to have to kind of cool off on the daily. So I would wait this out on the daily time frame, but it tells me this is something that's going to be fun to trade. And then for the, ongoing, I feel for the next, I'd say, 4 to 12 weeks on and off as it kind of goes up and down through Fibonacci cycles. So that's what we're really good at here in the channel. You'll see us, we'll get like 5 or 6 coins that rip. We'll call them out before they rip. We'll find out where, because we're pretty good at the probabilities. They will rip. We'll sell off. We'll talk about it. Then you'll see me draw a lot of these, say, hey, set your alerts. We'll come back to this. I'll leave 5, 10, maybe 10 of those, 12 of those alone. I go back to another 5 that are ready to rock. They pop. By the time we're done with those, another cup pops. And then, weeks later, we come back to the ones that we initially had already sold off that are retracing to the 618. Boom, we hit those. And then it's a conveyor belt. 5 come, 10 come, 12. And I'm just going through the coins. And as I'm serving you the ones that have retraced, I'm finding the new ones that are ready to pop again. And that's why the group is so popular, and that's why people love the trading group. Because I'm constantly searching for the coins that I believe have the highest probability of making a move. And I'm showing you why and how, so you can do it yourself and figure it out. You can show somebody else. You can teach them. You can say, hey, why don't you become a lifer with us? Why don't you see what's happening over here? Why don't you take a look, So please do yourself a favor, all right, and join the trading group today, right? On the slowest weekend, when the market was very, hard pickings, we pulled out 18% gains, clean with no stop loss getting hit, nice and sweetly, not easy because I don't like the word easy, but nice and sweetly. It was done properly with skill and it made sense. And you can backtrack what we do, how we do it, and see how we do it over and over again. And you'll see the sauce, you know. So jump on into the trading group, you know, and you can trade that on MEXC too, the 3L tokens on MEXC. So jump into the trading group, join MEX Global today. Link in the comment section. I just pinned it. It's right up there. It's nice and blue. It's so easy to find. You just click on one of these and you're there. So God bless you all. If you did join the trading group, shout out to everyone that supports me and joined my trading group, because you put someone on the map. You help me help other people. You help me use just resources to do so many great things. We employ people in the trading group, right? Like we have security, we have teams, we have just, it's just amazing how many resources have been created to help other people. So shout out to everyone that's helped me help continue to grow. So God bless you all. The infrastructure is real and I appreciate it. 423 beautiful souls on the live, 202 likes. Let's get the likes up to the watchers. Come on, we got 223 people that are afraid of the like button. 221, 222. Let's go, baby. Let's go. Quant. Everyone talking about Quant a little bit. Daily's getting a little high for me. I like that it got the move. The 4 hours coming back down, but it also, you know, all depends on BTC. You know, Bitcoin gets a little pump. If I were you, I would watch Quant in a little bit of a flag here on the 4 hour time frame. There's a chance that the daily does have some more to go, and the 4 hour could render you another pop. That would be a scalp trade of about 10 or 12%. I wouldn't get too crazy over it. 14% gains, but that's a possibility out of Quant. It's been buzzing a little bit more than normal. So I'm watching Caspa as it bullishly consolidates here on the 4 hour, very close to price discovery. Normally I would say watch it because the bigger time frames are getting a little cooked. Like the 3-day chart says, hey man, you need to come back to the 21-day moving average. You know what I mean? Hold on. I know you like to sing, girl, but not during my solo. So look, the 3-day is coming back down, and it's far away from the 21-day moving average. They will have to probably party again and have to kiss, you know. So you're looking for that to have a bit of a retracement at one point. That's on my radar. I'm like, you know. The daily, however, has reset and could give you some more juice. So there's a chance the 3-day could kind of like let us live a little bit, let us breathe a little bit. Now, haven't used the 3-day only for 2.5 years, so it's not like I have like 10 years of data on it. So I'm still always gaining some more conscious information from it. Remember, as a trader, you're always grabbing more info. I'm always feeding my subconscious mind. I don't even know what my mind's picking up on 100% right now, but I'm giving it the data. I'm letting it live. I'm letting it breathe, you know? So that daily looks vicious to me. You can even bring this up and like, that just looks like a flag that's about to break up to 4.9 and make some serious gains on the daily time frame. That looks insane, right? We go to the 4 hour time frame and we got ourselves in a bit of what's called a symmetrical triangle, if you ask me. You know, if I had to place it, it's a symmetrical triangle. Now, normally they're a 50% break to the upside or break to the downside, either way. I feel like I'm a little overextended here. Yeah. Maybe just a 4.5, 4.6. So this could break up or down. The tight moving averages starting to get tight is a good sign, you know, but they usually come down and join the 200 SMA. The 1 hour also has pushed up and can't get above a resistance. You have a resistance, right? Because you can clearly see, like, you came up, you came back down, you had a lower low. You got a resistance even kind of right here. Resistance, wick, and you're hitting this spot right here. So it's interesting. You got a shoulder, a bit of a head, and kind of a right shoulder that could break on out to the upside. The 4 hour to me needs to reset. So here's the deal. Caspa does one or two things tonight. It gets an exertion pop out, and then you look for the flag on the 4, which you can then ride further up to the upside to this destination and take a swing. Or it comes back down, resets in the 4 hour time frame, and gives you this beautiful entry at the bottom of the channel for the whole shebang-a-booma. You know, for me, it's all about the low stochastics, whether I'm taking the retest or the lower trend line. That's my game. I don't know what your game is. That's my game, you know. So I don't enter a trade unless I see those two things. If I don't see those two things, I don't enter the trade. You know what I mean? It's pretty, so CASPA does look interesting to me. I see a possible move coming to 4.6. I'm all over it. I am heavily involved in this coin, right? You all know that I have a bag of it, a big old bag of it. And I bought it all on MEXC Global, right? Because MEXC had access to it when no one else did. And I bought it DCAing, meaning I dollar cost averaged into it. Now, I did swing trade it too as well, so I did two tactics. I did the dollar cost average swing tactic, which is dollar cost average in at the bottom, let it pump up huge. When you feel like it's over exaggerated and your oscillators on the time frame tell you it's extended, you sell off, okay? At that point, you're in complete tether, and I had to. We started buying it down here, and I got in very heavily right around here. The thing just exploded within days, of me loading up a huge bag. Next thing you know, I was up ginormously, right? Some of the bag was in at like, what, half a penny or something, Then we're at a penny. Next thing you know, it's all the way up to like almost 3. It was at 3.8, 3.7, almost 4 pennies. Some position was 8x. I mean, it was out of control. So I bailed on my position at 3.8, but then it kept going up, and I was like, man, and I thought I'd missed a huge bag boat. But I looked at the 3-day chart, and it told me to chill out, and it told me to wait out. And I've told the story a bunch of times, and I know some people are probably bored of hearing it. But if someone's new on the channel, and I just drew a Fibonacci here, and I waited for this to come to the 786, and it made a Adam and Eve double bottom if you look at it on like the daily, and we started getting in around here again, and lo and behold, we just doubled our, and we just ripped our bags again from 1.5 all the way to 4 cents, over 100% gainer. And then I put out this cup and handle, and even on my live stream said I'm adding in right here. Put out the day I added, it began to rip from there, and no stop loss got hit. I gave that trade live to everybody. So I've been very generous with CASPA. I showed exactly my entire strategy with it ever since I started, since I found it. So you guys saw me find it on the live. You saw me make my decision. You found me deep dive in it. And now I'm in here heavy. This is my baby, And again, I'm not emotionally attached. Once it gets overvalued in a big run, I'm out. I know it's great tech. I know it's beautiful. And I know I've picked a great coin, but it's going to get overvalued in a bull market, and I'm going to have to sell it. That's the facts of life, okay? I can back the project in some other ways if I really like it. I can come back to it a year later and buy some back more if I want to really support. But it's going to get overvalued, and I'm going to have to sell it off. You can buy it, but just by hitting spot here and going into KAS, right? And again, I'm not a financial advisor. I'm just showing you what I did and where I did it. KAS, CASPA, USDT, and this is where you can buy bags of CASPA. And this is where I continuously buy bags of CASPA, all right? There's $11,862 worth of CASPA. I think at one point it was $12,500, at the height. So CASPA, baby, CASPA, And yeah, it is what it is. So this is MEXC. You pay 0 spot maker and taker fees to make those type of trades on spot. You can also trade futures beautifully, easily by moving your stop loss up visually. It's really nice. It's one of the best futures trading platforms I've ever seen. They have demo trading, so you can learn how to trade before. We actually really encourage that. We have a lever trading course where we really want you to demo trade as much as possible so you can figure out your concepts before you get yourself wrecked and rocked. So shout out to anyone who put CASPA just back on my radar for the night. And yeah, it's looking very interesting to me inside of this bullish, consolidation here after a massive move up. And after it dipped back up, got bought back up, it's showing one higher low inside of a symmetrical, which could definitely break to the upside. I already gave you how I would play this, and I gave away my special sauce on CASPA. Shout out to anyone that may or may not take that sauce. We love you no matter what, and we wish you the best. Bitcoin at 29,338, back inside the pattern, getting the pump. So clearly back inside the pattern, hands down. It broke down as a bear trap. It got all the bears to short. They put out stop losses. It turned right back around and ripped their faces off and got itself right back inside the pattern. This is what we want to see. We want to see the 15-minute and the 7 just kind of conjoin here and go up or down. When they reset, we want to still be inside this pattern. And we want to see the 1 hour, which is taking over. As I showed you, looks very bullish and is pressing those smaller time frames back to the upside. So the 1 hour has to, though, break through this local high, resistance, wicked, resistance, multiple 4 candles right there that couldn't get above the zone. You got to close a 1 hour candle above 29,400 just for status, right? And that will also close the candle above the what? The 200 SMA. Then we can kind of get the ball rolling. Once you flip the 200 SMA, it can be a move back to the upside. We can get through this gap in the VRVP, and we can start to kind of get some type of bullish action for Bitcoin. Let's go. So it did just get a bit of a push up to the upside. Hands clap for Bitcoin. We see you, Bitcoin, and we love you. Scam WikiWik, yeah. Listing next week is going to be noise. Casper is king. Casper crew, let's go. Where is it getting listed, man? On Binance, you think, or what are you thinking? Shout out to my man asking for MakerDAO. I appreciate you asking about Maker. Let's take a look at our baby MakerDAO. God bless everybody here on the live. We appreciate you. We love you. Even if you don't believe in God, we love you no matter what. I just want to make that clear. We're not like we're not like stuck on one idea. We'd love it if you did. But whatever makes you happy and makes you tick, as long as you care about other people, you want the world to be a better place, and you want to live in love, we love you more than you would ever know. And even if you don't, and you're in a bad spot and you're negative, we still love you, and we want to show you the best time. So we welcome all the lurkers. We welcome anybody who needs help. If you're watching this live and you just need a little pick-me-up, we're here for you, and we will do that. I know what it was like to be down and out and not really feel like I was wanted in the world at one point in my life, which isn't the best. Not that my parents were great, I had everything, but I still just, depression and couldn't get out of my own way and didn't understand what I was really here for, and that my lack of purpose really was tough. Nice short squeeze to 29,400 for Bitcoin, and going further up to that liquidity zone that we had, that little bit of liquidity, attempting to get it tapped, 29,005. And still a little bit of bar at 30,000, but still, remember, the main liquidity is at 28,500. But still, this is a beautiful squeeze for Bitcoin. And here's the volatility of a Sunday night. This is why we tell everyone to be careful. Look at the map. That's a beautiful short squeeze happening right now as we speak, with the Asian markets waking up, jumping back into Bitcoin. Look at that, flying through. Now it's breaking out. See, you have to understand, I'm seasoned at broken patterns. Fixed patterns, unbroken, did this, did that. Wow, this is a beautiful short squeeze. Look at the short squeeze with the green candle in conjunction with each other. So much fun to see, like the price action and then the liquidations. And this is BOOKMAP. You can't get this anywhere else. Only BOOKMAP really can show you liquidations as clear as this. Beautifully done. Love you, BOOKMAP. Thank you for the awesome data that you're giving us every single time. And wow, it's another reason why I do not trade Sunday night into Monday. Look at the volatility just in the last few hours, all the way down, all the way back up. First, all the way up, all the way back down, all the way back up again. That would drive you mad unless you were trading the smaller time frames and you were ping pong and you love this, which some people do, and you're a pro at the volatility, which, hey, that would have just been a roller coaster ride of insanity. If you revenge traded any of this, like you lost a short, then I'm going to keep shorting now. Now it's time to short. Now it's time to short for sure. They even faked out a bearish retest and then just ripped it to the upside. I mean, they know exactly what traders are looking for. The bearish retest, we'll fake it, and then we'll rip you. The 1 hour does look like a move. The 1 hour looks very, very aggressive. Whenever I see this candy cane, just like real aggressive curve on the stochastics, a move highly likely comes out of that. So I wouldn't be surprised if we got a bigger move. That's insane. 1 hour getting volatile. And another thing I'll teach you about patterns. You're in the pattern. You break down. The second you get back inside, act like it never left. It's hard to do because you're going to be affected by what just happened, and you're going to be like, but like as a pattern, the pattern now believes in price. Like look at price action like some video game or whatever, and the little price action of the snake. You can say like price action is like a snake. Like once it gets back inside of this area, it acts like it never left the area. And you have to just forget this completely. Now that it broke out, we have to look at it like it's on its way to the upside, to the target. It has broken out. We are now bullish unless we break back inside the pattern. You see? Now, if we break back inside, we flip, we break back inside, we have to flip back to 50-50-50 again. Right now, we have broken the trend line. We are outside of the pattern. We have broken out. Here, we had broken out the other way. Okay? We were bearish. We were going to bearishly retest. The second we got back in, I was then ready to think 50-50. The second we broke out, I'm back to breaking out again. My mind changes the second price action does even from here to here. And that's when I knew I changed, as like I became more of like a, I guess like a pro trader or someone that traded every single day of my life, into someone who just looks at the charts, right? Because I literally can change the way I believe price action will move based on something this small, okay? And I believe it 100%. Like it's not even like I have 100% believe that's a breakout. Look, you're now back above the 200 SMA. That's a beautiful sign. You close that candle in 11 minutes above the 200 SMA, we're likely going to continue to push to the upside now. When price action gets above 200 SMAs after tight moving, especially after this divergence on the Monday morning, and then this divergence we had backing it up, and then we even had this liquidation here that just occurred. They can't seem to get the price lower than 29,000 no matter how hard they try. And people just seem to get frenzied and want to buy up more Bitcoin. Someone's on the back end, probably these guys getting the ETF. And they're saying, hey, buy as much Bitcoin as you can on the open market so you can load us up. You know what I mean? Like someone could be buying for them, maybe putting it in another account, getting it ready. Who knows? But there's definitely someone watching this price action, and it seems to be getting bought up steadily for the last week straight. If Monday morning comes on and we're going to get our liquidation for Monday, and we do not get a liquidation lower than the Monday liquidation we had on the 24th here, it's going to be substantial. It's going to be substantial, and we're going to be looking for that. And that's another. See, trading is more than just looking at the. We go over the charts and the play-by-play and where I believe Bitcoin's going to go, right? But you also want to see key insights, like what happened on the Monday liquidation. Did we liquidate lower than that on the next Monday? and it all kind of comes into conjunction with each other over time. All right. My man asked about Maker. Maker's getting a little high right now, but it's not that far away from the 21-day moving average. I would personally draw a mini fib from here to here and look for it to possibly reset somewhere between this 0.5, 0.618, you know what I mean, before it has its next big run. But it had a beautiful run to the upside. It breached the resistance that it fell below this resistance back in August of a year ago, if you can believe that. Came back above it, lost it again in October. Has not been back above the zone in a year, really, if you can believe that. About a year's time since it was really steadily above this area. It got back above it. It SR flipped this area here, which is pretty nice. Oh, man. The battle of the thumbs, man. It SR flipped this area right here, which is super awesome. Resistance came pretty close for the bounce. 824. That's when I put this coin out. I was looking at it. Look at this thing is up now beautifully, up 55% from when I first put this flag out for Maker DAO. What a beautiful move, I saw a bunch of flags that all looked like they were going to pump on the 4-hour time frame. Link was in one, EOS was in one, Theta was in one, Maker was in one, and lo and behold, a few of them did play out pretty nicely to the upside. So Maker to me is a little overbought on the daily time frame, right? So I go back to like my 3-day too. My 3-day, it's very overbought. It did get above the 200 SMA. Really good sign. Once price action makes it above a 200 SMA, it usually consolidates, maybe for a bounce, stays above it. So you're looking for Maker to, I believe, consolidate up here. You want this 21 to come and cross the 200 SMA. When that happens, a big move is coming. And we can play the whole market this way. Just wait for we can front run 21 crossing 200 SMAs as long as we have bullish consolidation. I see Maker getting up. Something's boiling on with DeFi. And I'll tell you what, I'm going to show you something that's going to make you gasp. All right. What happens is my mind starts to turn. One coin leads to another, and the show starts to lead into something deeper than I even know the show is going to go to. Like I don't plan exactly how fast or how crazy the show is going to go. And then I'm like, oh my God, if I tell them this, and then my brain gets excited. And then I get an adrenaline rush from the teaching, and then I'm like, man, I could show them this, and I could show them that. So this is what I really want to show you, though, is this DEFIPERP. All right? Let me show you this DEFIPERP. Let me give you some alpha real quick. So this DEFIPERP is all of DeFi, all right? Now, remember, I'm sticking to the bottom of Bitcoin based on this bullish divergence on the weekly time frame for Bitcoin. Now, I've been watching DeFi, and I've been waiting for the same idea here. Haven't gotten it yet, right? Been waiting. We finally had the massive sell-off in DeFi. This week, look at it. This week alone, we got a pretty good sell-off, all right? And we have this pretty, it's pretty much a downtrend, right, on price. You see that? From candle body to candle body. And I open up my RSI, and we're getting that uptrend. And so I'm getting the same bottom idea here. And look, from this bottom, that's how much these DeFi coins are up. You get it? That was because we came up and they're up now big. I'm saying makers went from $800 to like almost $1,300. It's up 50%. Aave's up. So there's movement in these coins. There's something brewing, and what we're looking for now is possibly our first, a break here. So we need this swing break of DeFi. DeFi breaks this high, man, it's going to begin to change the narrative a little bit. And these wicks, these buy pressures. So it's telling us that DeFi has bottomed on the weekly. And just like I called Bitcoin's bottom, we can use that idea to call DeFi bottom. And so there's a good chance that we have seen the bottom for DeFi, and and it's only kind of sideways and up from here. So that's a big sign. I want you to keep this on your radar. DEFIPERP. All right. And we got the alpha for you that you can't get anywhere else on any other channel every single day. Let's take a look at the total market cap for Bitcoin. All right. Weekly, still showing some signs of life here inside, right, of an ascending triangle. 3-day does want to curve back to the downside, looking like we may come back down and have to touch the bottom of this trend line, but it's not all bad, right? It's not all bad. And honestly, I like what I'm seeing here for the total market cap. Still kind of forming in this bit of a falling wedge now that could easily break up, and we could even just retest 1.05 trillion, retest the bottom here, any one of these levels. As long as we keep this low and we just make a higher low, I'm so bullish on the total market cap, and this consolidation could continue. We could go sideways for most of August, and it'll be okay, and then get ready, or even into November, and we can get ready for November to December. November, December, I don't know what it is about it, but there's always usually a pump in November into December, the Christmas Santa rally. Then we get the sell-off because of taxes for the year. Then January comes around, but this year, January comes around, and the halving is brewing. And people were like, oh my God, the halving's coming. And that January and the halving, I'm telling you right now, it creates a pretty crazy frenzy. So shout out to everybody here. You're here for a Bitcoin halving. Like, the fact that you got here, even if you've been through a halving before, the fact that you're still here, the fact that you lived long enough to get to another halving is amazing. Like, anybody that's getting to go through this next halving together, you were all so lucky. Like, we are all blessed. I'm telling you right now, like, these are the days to be alive. Like, the fact that I have a YouTube channel running right now with 486 beautiful people, 269 likes, $2 in chat revenue, and this many people commenting and bringing in the joy and the love on a Sunday night on the weekly candle close for Bitcoin. Are you kidding me? And the halving's coming in less than a year. Right now, I'm looking at you all. I'm at a stadium. We're all here inside of like a beautiful, it's like Red Rocks, right? I'm standing here. I'm looking at each and every one of you. And I'm there, man. And I'm feeling it. And I see your faces, and I see the energy, and I know the vibe. And yeah, I may just be out of my mind right now at my house on YouTube. But I know it's bigger than this. And I know the movement is amazing. And I can feel it so strong. Let's go, baby. Let's go. We have a halving coming, and we're in the right place at the right time. Interesting, Bitcoin building some more liquidity up here at 29.6. Someone else jumping on in. We're getting this heavy red zone of liquidity, telling us the shorts may get squeezed again. I would be careful. Looks like we're about to get a more of a pump here for bitty Bitcoin. We'll go to the smaller time frames. The 1 hour is attempting to retest in this little flag. That flag wants to make a move to the upside. I wouldn't be surprised if it did. Oversold move. Let's see if this 1 minute flag can move to the upside for a nice little bit of a gainer. Careful trading that. It is a very sketchy, high risk night. Be very careful. Okay. Man, I got a bug bite, itched my leg, and got this cut on my ankle. I'm tell you what, and now I think it's infected because it hurts all the time. It looks like a gag. It don't look good. I shouldn't talk about it. It doesn't sound good, right? It sounds gross. But it hurts, man. And right now it hurts. My ankle's hurting a little bit while I'm live streaming. It feels so weird. You know? It's not right, I tell you. It's not right. Something ain't right, man. Anyway, so could the 1 minute candle get our bounce to the upside? I'm watching it. There just seems to be some energy tonight and some volatility that got me on the smaller time frames. So this is the total market cap. I like what I'm seeing for the total market cap. ES1, the S&P futures, getting ready for tomorrow morning. See what's happening. Wow, look at that. We called this move to the upside. Remember that here was the length of the, like, I mean, we didn't call it. The TA called it. We just drew the lines. All I did was draw 3 lines. The top, the uptrend line, and then the measured move, and said this is where that's supposed to go. And what happened? We got there. Wow. We got to the next resistance point. S&P doing amazing. It's trying to get to its all-time high. I mean, that's its all-time high at 4,800. The S&P is about to break its all-time high, and people are talking about a recession. It's kind of funny to me. You know what I mean? And the daily's resetting while you're going sideways. So let's take a look at this. It's been a while since I reset like all my S&P ideas, but I called the bottom for it in October right there because I saw a bullish divergence on the weekly. Again, this is how nothing's easy, but it can be simple. Simple is not easy. Don't get them too confused. Swing up to swing up, swing down to swing down. 200 SMA. You hit the 200 SMA and you made a bullish divergence with low stochastics on the weekly. I can't tell you how bullish that is. You know what I mean? And I was on a plane next to a guy, and when I found it, and I said to him, I had my iPad open. He actually happened to know someone I know by coincidence. We started yapping. True story. Like, he was from the town, from someone I had met that I was actually friends with, and he was like, and we put it together, and I don't know how it happened, but next thing you know, I was like, bro, you into the markets? I was like, yo, I'm like, man, this indicator's telling me that the S&P is about to reverse. All tech stocks, everything's about to get a big move up. The whole market. It's crazy because right after that day, I mean, it boomed, you know. And that was like the 8th or the 9th. I fully said it a few days later. That was my trip home from Vegas when I was in the plane. Imagine being on a plane next to an analyst who told you where the bottom of the S&P was, but you didn't even know. Like, he had probably no clue what I was saying, or he didn't probably listen to me, you know. But I was like, look at this divergence. And he's like, this guy's out of his mind. So anyway, so we got the bounce. We got to move to the upside. Let's take a look at our levels. We had a support there we got pretty close to. We had a bit of up and down area that we bounced from. We have a clear resistance, which we may come back to retest. We're at a resistance now, and we have a resistance coming up. So you're getting overbought on the weekly at resistance, all right? You're overbought on the 3-day chart at resistance too, but you're getting a golden cross that's about to occur. And again, remember when the 21 crosses the 200 SMA, we went over that. That's usually the beginning of a monster move. This tells me they're about to print so much money and the S&P is about to go on a rally like you've never seen. Take this clip and record that, what I just said, write it down somewhere, but it says that they printed a bunch of money and the S&P is about to go on a rally like we've never seen. Something's brewing here for the S&P. All right, 1 hour's in a bit of a bullish megaphone, if you ask me. You know, got above a point of control. Look at our 4-hour time frame is bullish too as well. And even if the S&P comes down and does a retracement, it looks like it'll bounce off of 497, 495. I mean 4,500. I like what I'm seeing for this S&P. This thing is looking bullish. The weekly's getting a little extended, but once it breaks big areas, it can consolidate. So the S&P looking good too for the next week. So that's you know, we're not 100% correlated, but that's a good sign for the week for Bitcoin. Let's look at our dollar index, right? And we've been talking about this thing coming down. The daily's getting overbought. And it's getting more and more overbought, and it can't get above the range. So it made the rising wedge. It came down. Then it made the falling wedge. It bounced out of that to the upside, right? This little flag we found. See this flag here? Look how it got rounded by the 200. Look how the 200 SMA saved the day. I just find that so insane. Bounced off the 200 SMA to the upside. Then it made this little flag that we kind of have it in. And it's technically in a flag right now. There's a bearish div right here too on the 1 hour. That's swinging up while that's swinging down. It did get rejected, right? And now it's like kind of at this resistance point here. Sorry, don't want that. But this previous bounce area where the dollar bounced is a resistance right here. You see that? Bounce, resistance for the DXY. Let's take a look at our 4-hour time frame. And it's all about being thorough. Are you thorough when you trade? If you lost a lot of your trades recently, you probably haven't been thorough. Did you write it down? Did you plan it out? Did you tell yourself 2 different scenarios if it was bearish or bullish? Did you have 2 scenarios written out? Were you okay if it didn't work out? Or did you beat yourself up emotionally every single time a trade doesn't go well? If you're beating yourself up emotionally every time a trade doesn't go well, it's just not, you're not interpreting the experience properly, if that makes sense. Master Friend talks about this. You got to interpret the experience properly to learn from it. You got to be able to internalize the experience. And if you can't internalize the experience, then you're going to get nothing from it. It's just not going to happen. Okay. Funny, this pattern is really weird. We're just going to open it up. And really, I'm just forced to put it in a bit of a symmetrical triangle here, like so. I mean, that's what I'm seeing. The DXY will have to make a move out of this today or tomorrow. Kind of similar to what Bitcoin's doing in a way too, but chop, right? We'd love to see this thing break down. Let's take a look at our 1 hour. 1 hour is getting extended and it couldn't get above the zone. Our 4 hour is getting overbought. Could loop up one more time, but got resistance from the 200 SMA. Resistance. And the daily and the 22 are both getting very overbought. We were talking about it just coming to the top of the range and then dropping back to the bottom. It might pop up one more time and then come back down here again. So daily is getting very overbought. All right. So we'll see, but I'd love to see this daily not get back through this range. Otherwise, it breaks up here, and then we're going to see some consolidation. And the 3-day chart is kind of looming. So we want to see that the Bitcoin, that the dollar index doesn't get through the 102.22 level. And we'll be watching it. Shout out to the 504 people on the live, 305 likes. See, y'all keep hitting the like button. You got more people on the live stream than ever. At 9 o'clock on a Sunday night, you got people to the live. You people are unbelievable. We're watching this flag on the 1 minute time frame for Bitcoin to see if it can make bacon on the beach. I may or may not have opened up a trade. I usually do not. So if I did, it's none of your business. I may have boldly gone where no one should have gone. Watching this flag on the 1, though, is interesting. I'll tell you that. It can keep you going late at night. We talked about MakerDAO. Send in a super chat for TA and deep dive coin you want to go over, something you want to talk about. Someone send a super chat for ARB, which is Arbitrum. I believe having a bag of Arbitrum and Optimism is kind of a must-have in this next run. If you don't have a bag of those two, I think you're kind of sleeping. Again, I believe 20X is coming for those. They don't look like unbelievably amazing. Funny, you got the same market structure as XDC did right before it had a huge pop to the upside. Oh, did I just say that out loud just now? So look, from this impulse to that and coming back down, you're sitting pretty close to the 706 and the 786 retracement. Had a bunch of up and down movement and it came back down to test that area. So you can see that you have this support zone and you're on a point of control too in the VRVP. All right. Here is your flag. You want to break out of this flag. Arbitrum looks okay. Daily looks good to me. 4 hour is resetting. 1 hour has some moves. Arbitrum looks okay. You know, I'd be willing to test that level with all this liquidity that it would be able to use that for a bit of a bounce. I like this as a DCA area. Swing trade area still looks somewhat probable too as well. Again, I'd wait out what Bitcoin does tonight and into tomorrow with the volatility on the week. But I do see what you see. That's why you super chatted it. Arbitrum looks interesting to me. A nice Fibonacci retracement inside the falling wedge. The measured move could take you to 146. And what I'll do is, I don't know if that's going to happen overnight, but I'll put an alert on this. And if something looks better to me and I see an even closer entry or higher probability idea, I'll post that to the trading group. And something, so thank you for Arbitrum. Thank you for the super chats. God bless everybody that super chats the channel. We love you. Let's spotlight you. My man, Z Shigeo, my man, we love you for the $2 super chat from Maker. My man, Dopamine Wave Pool for the $4.99. We love you, brother. Can we check out ARB? And we hit that. Thank you. We hit that. Thank you. God bless both of you for that beautiful donation and for throwing down to the channel. We greatly appreciate it. Namaste to you and your families. God bless you both. So that's an idea there, all right, for Arbitrum. Looks pretty interesting to me. Almost in a giant shoulder, head and a shoulder. Kind of a giant cup and handle in a way, too. You can almost put it in the Sammy cup and handle to the upside. It's funny, even, it's like old to me now, like the old things that we used to channel. I mean, people see it's new, but to me, it's that old. The Sammy cup and handle to the upside. Like, even I change. As the show changes, I change. Like, it's weird. It's funny. As I say things, I'm like, oh, I used to say that more. Like, I haven't done my Peter stuff recently. I'm like, well, I always do that. Anyway, going to point out the weekly engulfing. Shh. So we're ready for the week ahead. We looked at Bitcoin. We looked at, all sorts of fun stuff. We did, though. I'm excited. You're excited. We're all excited. Okay? Big things can happen. Big things are happening. All right? The 1 minute's in a beautiful flag that could pump to the upside. I like that. A lot of interesting things are going on today. Okay. Let's get into it, everyone. Let's break it down. Let's talk about Bitcoin and the weekly candle close. I almost passed out. Oh my God. I think I'm red in the face. Someone give me a towel. I can't handle it anymore. All right, let's take a look at Bitcoin on the weekly candle close. It opened at 31,186.09. No, 30,186.09. The high was 30,210. Wow, I can't even see what. I'm like, yeah, I'm seeing double, man. It opened at 30,186.09. The high was 30,210 even. Pretty weird when I see even candles. The low is 28,981.95. It would close at 29,414.74. It would go down $774.95, down 2.57%. It was a bearish engulfing candle in a way. I mean, not totally. I mean, you could. It was already. This one was already a bearish engulfer, but it was a bearish weekly candle for sure. Nasty sell-off on the week. But we did get a buy-up wick to the upside there, which is good. And we nailed this weekly resistance here. See this, where these two candles close? We just have to make sure we don't lose that area. 29,300 is a strong support zone for the weekly. If we lose that, it's 28,005. Then it's back down to 28,001. And then we're looking here at 27,167. These are the weekly candle closing areas. This is why 30,300 is so important to me, because this is where that weekly candle right here, where these two candles, we close back above this. It's so beautiful. We wicked back up. We got bought back up. And so far, we have a green weekly candle. So far. We'll see what happens in the next 6 days. Can we hold the zone? Doesn't look like an amazing pattern. Pretty weird pattern, if you ask me, even on the weekly here. The 3-day suggests it could be a bit of a flag. And we could get a move. The daily also looking interesting to me as somewhat of a falling wedge with maybe a breakout that fell out, but now we're back inside. So like this fake out came back inside the pattern. And then I still am a fan of the bullish megaphone, right? Which there's a chance we're actually back inside the bullish megaphone. Look at this. Hold on. I'm going to be really like hard about this. Hold on. I mean, they couldn't have been that one because you didn't get all the candles. It has to cover both of these, right? 1, 2 in a slope. I mean, to me, you're back inside the bullish megaphone. Like you just crept back inside. Look at that. You are back inside the bullish megaphone, in my humble opinion, which means that you can head to the top of the range now. Right? You can head back up to the top of the range. It's a bit of a stretch. I get it, but I still see that. You know, I still see that. I also see this in a falling wedge by itself too as well. This falling wedge here, see? That technically could have broken out actually. Right? So I see this falling wedge, I see the other falling wedge with the fake out breakout, and I see the fact that we could have broken back inside of the bullish megaphone too. This is a crazy thought, and I get it, but there's a high volume node up here that you're holding. You have a VRBP, and you know, another thing that I'm showing people is the 3-day chart and the volume. I mean, you got falling price and you got falling volume, and those are the sellers leaving. I mean, you're losing sellers as you're losing price action. So it's telling me that eventually a reversal is coming to the upside. So right now you're exactly bouncing off weekly support. See that right there, which is amazing. That's kind of exactly what you want to see on the macro time frame. So I'm not, you know, and again, as I tell everybody, as long as we stay above the 200 SMA on the weekly, right? If I look at BTC USD here and the all-time history index, as long as we stay above the 200 SMA on the weekly, I remain bullish. As long as we stay above the 200 SMA on the daily, on the 3-day chart, I remain bullish, right? Until those two macro time frames lose the 200 SMA, I'll change my tune. And we're about to get a golden cross right here. Like I think it actually happened today, or it is happening tomorrow. In the next 3-4 days from now, when the next candle closes, we should get a golden cross on the 3-day chart. Again, they don't mean everything, but they're latent signals. Usually you start to get a pump. I wouldn't be surprised if we got a pump first in the next 5 or 6 days, and then boom, what follows through is the signal. I also back tested the 3-day when the 21 crosses the weekly there, and the 200, and that's been a big sign. And the macro signal, low, high, higher, low, higher, high, higher, low. Everybody, until we lose this low and put in a lower low, we're in an uptrend. A beautiful one too, that we've been doing great technical, look, resistance, came back to test that. Like this has been showing beautiful technicals. Bitcoin has been moving technically absolutely wonderful. It had a falling wedge. Falling wedges are supposed to break to the upside 68% of the time. That's exactly what happened. It didn't even get a fake out and back inside. It was a clear pattern to the upside. Same kind of scenario I see happening here, right? As we begin to flag out for a possible bigger move. Measured move here is a blast off to about 36,000. So I'm excited. Who here is excited for the next 6 to 7 months of cryptocurrency? Who here knows this is the time to take their life by storm? Who knows this is the time to stop going to a job where your boss is distracting you with garbage all the time so you can't focus on what's going to get you ahead? This is the time to take your life by storm. This is the time to become your own boss. This is the time to fire your boss, quit that 9 to 5 and make it happen. You can do it. I know you can. I didn't believe in myself. I thought it was never going to happen. It happened to me. If it happened to me, then it can happen to you. Fine, I'm a little driven. Yes, I put a lot of work in, but you can do the same thing. There was times where I wasn't that driven. There's times where I was depressed, times I didn't have it all. And God gave me mercy and was still able to get me where I needed to be. So if I can get where I need to be, you're going to be able to get where you need to be. I'm telling you right now. Just keep repeating that I am the example that if it can happen to me, it can happen to you. I'm no different. I'm just a being that vibrates with energy. And if you put yourself in the right frequency and the right vibration, the exact same results will happen to you that happens to any human being that puts them in that vibration. Get it? Success is literally, success has, like I figured it out one day, it has an equation. There's an equation to success. All right? It's pick something. You got to pick one thing mainly and focus on it. You can be good at a few things, but mainly one thing and be really good at it. All right? So you pick one thing and you toil. At the beginning, you're not good at anything. There's no success there. You just toil. That's me, just playing with the charts, playing with the charts, playing with the charts, playing with the charts. Losing trades, not understanding why certain things are happening, struggling, trying to find my way, right? Eventually, you gain an edge because you sit there alone and you don't give up. And the universe can see when any being doesn't want to give up. The universe can smell you when you don't want to give up. Because no one else has to know, but you and the universe knows. Like the powers, the energies of where we create. And it says, man, this thing is fighting so hard for this thing. I'm going to bend and push for its will to get it. And so lo and behold, you begin to get this access, this edge that you're fighting for because you keep putting into it every day. And the edge is what? The markets that you can see. Your ability to control your emotions, your ability to not get crazed over certain positions when average traders do. CELR's in a big cup and handle here. I like that it's testing the 786. It came down and hit the 886 after a beautiful pump. I wouldn't be surprised if it started to begin to move up to the upside here. Bit of a double bottom that is forming too as well. CELR. To me, I believe this is going to be your secondary low after it putting in the big low of the market there. So I'd look for CELR to start to make a move here to the upside. Again, what do I know? But the indicators are telling me and conveying to me that CELR could make a move. The 3-day chart too as well looks pretty good for a reset. I like what I'm seeing for CELR in this cup and handle and retracing to the 786 Fibonacci level. So here's the key to success. You start off with nothing because you are nothing. You don't have anything. Like me, I started off with nothing. I don't mean to call you nothing. You know what I mean? You know, I hope no one takes that the wrong way. Holy moly, I smell like success. No one will get in my car, man. You're funny. Way ahead of the game. Already got fired from work. My man, good move. Tight Bollinger Squeeze. Something is about to move. I know. I'm 1 month into trading, 2 days per week. I like it. I like that you're dedicating 2 days per week, and you're making then slowly 3 days and then 4. So you start with nothing. You don't, you know, and then you gain it. You start doing something every day, like I did. You gain the skill. Once you gain the skill, hopefully you get recognized for it. If you get recognized for it, that'll be the biggest blessing, because then you could either sell your skill and your information to the world, right? And people can't say anything about it too. Like when the world's watching you and likes what you're doing, there's going to be haters that pop in, but they'll never be the majority. The majority will be the people that love you and get the information. I've had to go through this mentally so much and think about, you know, how we're going to forge through continuously. So anyway, once you do that, then you start doing it every single day over and over again. Then you change your frequency. Then you realize that you were in control the whole time, and that the only reason you didn't have what you wanted was because you weren't vibrating at the right level. Now you're vibrating right. You'll never go back. You'll never let yourself vibrate that low again. There's too high of a vibration going on in your life. There's just no reason to vibrate lower, right? And then you can actually see levels of vibration that you were at before. Now, when you don't breach levels of vibration, you can't see them. What I mean by that is when you're at level 5 and there's level 6, 7, and 8, and you think you're doing your best, and you are, you don't know, right? Just like lifting in the gym, when you don't know that you could get high, you know, if you can only do 150, you think it's amazing, 200. But when you get to 300, you look back and you're like, man, I was scrawny at 200. But that's all you could do at that point, right? But once you get to a higher level of vibration, and then another one, eventually you can look back and be like, wow, in 2001, I was really vibrating low. I wasn't at a good vibration, you know? And this helps you carry on to another higher vibration over time, right? So anyway, Hobson and matches, my man. People want to see you fail because they are jealous they aren't as ambitious or as willing as yourself. I love that smell. I know, right? This is why Sam is the man. I love the spiritual inspiration. Lifer for life. God bless you, man. I love you too. Sam, you give so much. The world appreciates every second you are with the lifers. God bless you, Sammy. Much love to you and yours, brother. Shout out to you, PS5 Future of Gaming. I even encouraged a nurse from Africa to start DCAing into crypto again after she had a bad experience with a broker. Hey, man. People, yeah, that's what happens. They get bad experiences. They think crypto's horrible. You know. Where's everybody from in the chat? Let's send a super chat. Just tell me where you're from. Let's do a little roll call. Where are you from in the chat? Where are you representing on this beautiful Sunday night in the weekly candle close? She has a brother at home in Africa and was talking about how beneficial Bitcoin has been for the citizens there. That's amazing. We got Spain. We got Texas. We got Burbank. We got Canada. We got Australia. My man. We got UK, Canada. Represent NYC. We got North Carolina. We got Israel. Wow, we got Middle Tennessee. We got Round Rock, Texas, Arizona, Wisconsin, Georgia, Mexico, Costa Rica, Gainesville. Yo, from Ireland, Sláinte, my man. Ohio, New Hampshire, Massachusetts, Georgia, Bristol, Illinois, Hawaii, Oklahoma, Beaverton. Oh, wow, Oregon, Canada, Pakistan, Neb, Florida, Washington State, New Mexico. Wow, Niagara, Australia, South Dakota, Houston, Spring Hill, Florida, my man, Amsterdam, Southside Chicago, baby. Nottingham, Poland, Florida, Poconos, Norway, Parana, Minnesota, San Antonio, my man, Vallejo, Pittsburgh, Bulgaria, Denver, Epstein Island, my man, please no. North Palm Beach, Dubai, San Antonio, Florida, Central Texas, Indiana, Lexington, Kentucky, Dade County, Stack Big Change with the 305, Rhode Island, England, French people from Montreal, Central Texas, Queens, Canada, Earth, Montana. We can change the world. Yes, we can. Newport Beach, Saudi Arabia. Look at this. We got people from all around the world. Van Island, my man. From Van Island, man. Van Isle, my man. Holding it down. You're blessed being on that island, man. That's why you got such a good vibe. Planet Earth, man. MEXC. Everything is big in Texas. El Paso. Nottingham. You're changing the world, Sammy. Sheffrey Bridges, we love you. Quebec, Michigan. One day at a time, man. One day at a time. As we get to 50,000 subs, help me get to 50,000 subs. It's been like shoveling a pile of sand 10,000 miles heavier than me. Just 50,000. I can only imagine 100K. Kansas City, Portugal. Eugene, baby. Slancha, dude. My man, Connor McGoughlin, we love you, brother. I will send you one. Jonathan Amja, we love you. Let's get the likes up to the watchers. Mississippi, Michigan, Quebec, poutine is the best, baby. I got you, man. You're changing the world, man. I've had some poutine. I've been to St. Catherine Street. I was a cup like that. I want to be like Robin Hood, but I just steal from the rich and keep it for myself. You're funny. Love you, Sammy. The only YouTube name I give the nurse to follow was yours, man. God bless you. Thank you for saying that. Phoenix Airport headed back to South Carolina. How's your day been? My day's been amazing. You know what I did today? Today was absolutely amazing. I went sailing on the Charles River, if you can believe it. I was one of these boats out there with the city behind me. You know, so we were surrounded by the city. We could see all the city. And I was like, you know, something like this. I wasn't exactly one of those boats, but this is kind of what it looked like, you know. And we saw some of the MIT students and the other people around us. And there's this beautiful section of water that's surrounded. This is where we were, and there's kayakers. I was in one of these boats, actually, but I had a red sailboat. This guy was kind of near me, that kind of boat. It wasn't those exact people on that, but it looked like this. It was a beautiful day, and I took my family. I've been sailing my whole life since I was young. They have this place right here, community boating. I used to boat there when I was a kid. Well, not when I was a kid. I sailed for my high school, if you can believe it. My high school actually had a sailing team here at community boating, and we would sail against other high schools on the Charles River. Pretty crazy, right? And we would practice on the afternoons, and then we did a fall sail, you know, so you could sail from September into October. It would get cold late into October, and then we did a spring sail, April into May, and 2-month sail competition area. So, and it's funny, I hadn't been here in 20 years. I came back, you know, now that I moved back to Boston, and I thought about doing it, and finally my wife brought it up today, and they had enough boats, and the wind was good, and even the baby and my wife, and we all went out, and man, we were sailing. At one point we were keeling almost just like this. We were keeling over, man. The wind was nice. Like, we were like this, you know. The wind was nice. We had a good time, and it was a really, really good time sailing with my family. So I had a blast. You know, that was from about, you know, like 1 to 5. You know, I got 4 hours in the afternoon. I still know I had to work tonight, right? So my goal is to own a boat and travel the world. I'd love to hopefully meet you one day, and the 3 of us, me, my cousin, and his friend. I'm looking to start a YouTube channel. I'd love to get some. Yo, get it in, man. Just get it done. Sailing tip from you would be, we would be living on the boat. Oh, I'd like to get some sailing tips from you. I mean, I've been sailing since I was 4 years old, man. And I own a boat. I own a 25-foot Catalina. I'll show you the boat I own. It's a Catalina 250, they call it. This is the exact boat I own right here. This one right here. Horrible. I wish they made the picture bigger. It's got these cool seats in the back, and it sleeps. It's got you know, it got like a, you know, a twin bed in the front and a twin bed here underneath. It's 2 couples could sleep nicely, and then their kids could, like, then there's like a couch where you could put like a couple people, and there's a little bathroom right here. It's not the biggest boat in the world, but it's a nice boat. You know, it's clean. It's this right here. It's a beautiful looking boat. You know, sale's great. Catalina 250, man. I have the one with the steering wheel in it, not the tiller. I wouldn't mind replacing the steering wheel with just a tiller though. Probably be easier, you know. But there you have it. So that's my boat, man. The Catalina 250. I barely get on it. I barely get to use it. I'll be honest. Ever since I started my channel and I've been doing my thing, I barely get to sail this puppy, but I miss it. She's a beautiful boat. I have a Regal 25 Cuddy. Oh, that's beautiful, man. The Catalina wine mixer, my man. You guys are funny. We want a 35 to 40 foot sailboat. Okay. Shout out to Matthew Jr. for my son, please. He loves you as much as I do. Shout out to Matthew Jr. Minnie Martinez, we love you, buddy. Be good to your dad, Matt. He loves you too, man. Matt and Matt Jr., man. You guys must be so fun together. Your wife must love it. Shout out to Matt Jr., man. Be good to your dad. The lifers love you. I love you, brother. Cherish your life. Do the best things you can. Be good to people. Always stick up for everyone else. You know, if you ever see someone getting bullied, stick up for them. You're a blessed kid, man. You got a great dad. So thank you for coming on to the live. And thank you for caring about me and what we're doing over here. And tell people about Bitcoin and cryptocurrency. Let them know, baby. Let them know. You know, let them know. Yeah, I got this pedestal, which is kind of in a way, you know. I got this steering wheel. I kind of grew up just not having a steering wheel. But I got these two seats here where you can sit. They're kind of awesome. You're kind of like hanging off the back of the boat. It's pretty nice. There's something really nice about these seats. Like when you're sitting there, I have a cushion for them too, that button on there, you know. And a little something you can put on your back, because that's not the best, you know. But yeah. The Catalina 250, great little boat just to get around, you know what I mean? Got a winged keel, so the keel's not that big. It's like 4 feet. You can get it into very low water for a sailboat. Thing's amazing. And there it is. Look, sleeps someone here, sleeps someone there. Has a wraparound couch with a table that you can take on or off, right? Yeah, that's pretty sweet. It's got a little sink. It's got a stove right here. And a little, you know, it's got a stove and a sink, and it's got a bathroom right there. Pretty, yeah, it's everything you need to kind of sleep the night. You can spend a couple nights at least. It's even got a water tank and all that. Anyway, who cares? Who cares, kid? We ain't talking about your boat. We're talking about Bitcoin over here. But I love sailing. If you're into sailing, I just want to let you know I'm into sailing. And, you know, something we can hopefully bond over together in the future. I got a Honda 2001. So grateful. I started praying to God actually recently too. Hey, man. You know, I found whenever I prayed to God for something, I got exactly what I was focused on. So the higher power helps you achieve what you're focused on. It's just another way to vibrate towards your goals. You know, prayer is just a vibrational form, and it's a form of gratitude. It's a form of praise. You know, you're praising the life in which you're living. You're like, you know what? I love this life. Thank you. That's all. If you don't know what to pray for, you know, if you don't know what to say one day, just say thank you. Right? Gratitude is the best thing you can go to. You read poetry to the wifey on that boat. I think I did. I may have one time. I've written a bunch of poems. I think I may have actually read poetry to her before. Maybe not on the boat. That's actually how I grabbed her, though. I read her a poem. You can ask her to this day. I read her a poem. I'd love to meet you one day on my sailing boat. When you get it, I take you for a nice meal and have a nice talk about crypto and sailing. Sounds amazing. That's why I started learning to trade. I want the flexibility to buy a sailboat and travel. So awesome. Jennifer Burns wants to get it in. Matt Jr. says, thank you. Please shout out again. He's going crazy with happiness. You guys are funny. Matt, man. Matty Jr., man. Be good to your dad. All right? Tell your friends. Watch. You can tell your friends that, Matty, famous YouTubers love you, man. All right? Tell your dad. Tell your friends. Tell the neighborhood. No, but seriously, Matt, you've been a good kid. Your dad's been a good guy. He's been awesome on the stream. And so I just really I appreciate that you care about my stream, and I appreciate that you care about your dad. Keep forging a strong relationship with your dad. I recently lost my dad. It's been tough, you know, not to get too into it, but, and, you know, cherish that relationship for the rest of your life, man. Your dad is your best friend. Remember that. and be, and you sound like you and your dad have a great relationship, and you guys are going to have an awesome time together. So enjoy that. A son and a father, when a son and a father have a great relationship, like that's one of the greatest gifts God could ever give anybody. So cherish that, man. Not everybody gets it. Not everyone gets a dad. Not everyone gets to have the relationship as long as it's supposed to be. So cherish that relationship with your dad, Maddie. Sorry to get so intimate, but I love you, brother. And I just want to see you have the best life possible, Maddie Jr. Enjoy your life, man. Go enjoy your life, man. And thank you so much for being here with us. So Bitcoin in the flag, trying to get the move out. Got a little bit of a pump, but got rejected on that 1 minute time frame. I did switch to the smaller time frames just because the price action was acting so volatile. The 1 hour does look good, and we've already kind of talked about how I would play Bitcoin and break it down. Gratitude by Brandon Lake is a great song. Amen. I love my dad. He's such a great guy, and I love everything he does. Just can't get him into crypto. Yeah, so my dad wasn't going to get in anyway. I have a 16-foot John boat with a 75 horse. Oh, that's nice, man. That was awesome if Sam to do. He's a son. Him and his kid are watching my stream. I have a 37-foot Irwin sloop in Tarpon Springs. Oh, that's beautiful. Kenneth Smith. I love you, man. All the sailors should get together, and we should do a crypto lifer sail. And we should take over the seas together. Go to Nantucket on like a weekend and just like the lifers and like wear lifer hoodies. And people are like, who are these lifer people all over Nantucket? Just like crash these extra rich islands and just show up like ready to rock. Like, and they'll be like, who are these people? Who are these heathens? They don't belong here. Was painted red, the stripes were white. Alan Jackson, man. So nice. Eating Chinese with my dad right now, enjoying every moment. So funny. Emmett Fox, The Sermon on the Mount, all-time classic. Think and Grow Rich, Through God and Prayer. Also, The Mental Equivalent, another great Emmett Fox book. The Mental Equivalent. Think and Grow Rich is probably the greatest book ever made. Who are these people? I know, right? My dad is 54 and he's going on strong. He works 6 days a week, every week, and he has always helped me. I can't wait till I can bless him back, man. He works way too hard. Hey, man. Amen. Amen. That's that generation. They kept it grinding. I got a 9 Johnson. I just threw an 8. I got an 8 Honda on the back of my thing. Nothing crazy. Nothing Bazooka Joe big, So everyone, back to brass tacks. If you're just watching the live, not to distract you, we had a symmetrical triangle. We knew a big move was coming. We were getting tight. We got the move down. Then we got the move back up. Then we got the pump out. The pump out was so big that I switched to a smaller time frame because we were trying to find out whether we were going to get an extension of this move or we're going to get a retracement or what was going to happen. We flipped to the 1 and we got this almost what looked like a retest. And now we've been kind of consolidating here inside of a flag. This flag could possibly push us further up to 29,695. All right. And if you want to watch the beginning, you can see where I really broke down Bitcoin for a nice 20 minutes and all my in and outs and things that I'm looking for. All right. For Bitcoin. We also did a little, we talked about where I like to buy Bitcoin, buy all my altcoins, which is MEXC, MEX Global, which is the place to be. All right. Get yourself to MEXC and you will absolutely love it. I'm telling you right now. Not paying fees to buy coins during the bear market. They did us one of the greatest favors on earth. The prices of the coins are the lowest they've ever been, and I don't have to pay any fees to get the coins. I find that just a win-win. I absolutely love it. So 0 spot maker and taker fees, lowest fees, highest profits on MEXC, MEXC.com. Jump on in today and jump on into MEXC. No. But it's amazing. I'm blessed that MEXC is around. I love it. So if you do use MEXC, I do get an awesome commission. Hit the link. They're pretty good to their affiliates, so I really appreciate that too as well. And I'm not shy to admit it. I love MEXC, man. One of the best exchanges I've ever used. Really happy that they came out of nowhere the way they did. So yeah, watching the 3-day, which looks lovely. Watching the 1 minute, which looks good. And only time will tell, and we will go from there. All right. I love your energy. God bless you and your family, Sam. Kyle, we love you too, man. Tomorrow looks like it could be a big crypto day, lifer. Use a VPN for MEXC if you're in the U.S. You don't have to, but you can. I use FeeMex. Need to switch over. Fees take my profits. That's what I'm saying, man. Napoleon Hill, man. He's the man. The Sermon on the Mount was written 3 years before Think and Grow Rich. If you read it, you think you'll find a lot of the ideas came straight from there. Interesting. Thank you for saying that. I would take Hulkster Scarab when he was out of town and the Cruise Cow. James Armstrong, Jim Board. Class was great today. After hours, thank you for jumping on in. To sign up, you might need a VPN on the East Coast. Lifers, we're on MEXC. Beautiful was cool. I know. All right, everyone. Brother, I love MEXC as well. I was trading on KuCoin for the last 3 years and just started on MEXC about 4 months ago, and I love it. Exactly. Tried setting on my desktop, and it should work. Yeah. Yeah. Shout out to Framing Logic. Shout out to Timmy313. Shout out to After Hours Investing. Shout out to Isha Capital. Kyle Vero. And Chris Rates. Rich Anderson. God is Love 528. Jim Armstrong. Jim Board. So many beautiful. Stack McChange in the house. Shatoshi Love. Brett Headley. Sheffrey Bridges, of course. Jonathan Amja. Matt Ski. Mike Roman, Craig, Emmanuel Mankunza, wow, Tree Invest, Ryan Foschwag, Shirley Sound, Tommy Coin, I like that. Juan Estevez, my man, You Grow, I Grow, Graphics, my dude, Jonathan Amja, again, we love you. Thank you for being here. And Moonshine, Framing Logic, Matthew Martinez again, and Matthew Jr., we love you. Be good to your mom and your dad, all right? And it's time for bed, man, all right? You're up too late. Shout out to everybody here on the live. Thank you for being here. God bless each and every one of you. Thank you for jumping on into the live. I gave you everything I could for Bitcoin for the night. What do I see happening tomorrow morning? I see us getting somewhat of a breakout here. And I wouldn't be surprised if we end up somewhat more sideways in the green box. And I'm going to move the green box on the 1 hour time frame. So we go up, we break up a little more. I believe we're somewhat here when we wake up tomorrow between 29,550, actually a little lower. Between 29,450 and 29,568, somewhere in the zone is my prediction for where price action could be. This is a fun little game we play because I'll be back tomorrow morning for Bitcoin as we get ready for the week on Monday morning, 10 a.m. to 12 p.m., Monday through Friday, and Saturday and Sunday nights at 8 p.m. Everybody, thank you so much for being here. Please comment, like, and subscribe. Hit the bell for notifications. You can find out when I post my next video. Remember, if you came to the channel, then you're already doing the right thing. We're going to dollar cost average into the coins at the right time. We're going to take advantage of the markets. We're not going to let the market makers tell us what to do. We're not going to let the news scare us. We're not going to live in fear. We're going to stay in the present moment every single moment of our lives. We will take control. We will not let anxiety take control. We will not live in fake emotions that are acting real. Fear. All right? I love each and every one of you. You can, you will, you are the best. Take your life by storm tonight. Have a good night's sleep tonight so you can get ready tomorrow. Take care of yourself. You don't need that. You don't need to go to the bar. You don't need to be outside. You don't need to be around people that are low energy. I love each and every one of you. May God bless you all. Thank you for sharing your most precious asset with me, and that is your time. Gratitude is the attitude I preach every morning when I wake up and every single night when I go to sleep. I stay in a state of gratitude. Dear Lord, thank you for the day in which you gave me. Amen. Thank you for all the people on the live stream. Thank you for everyone that commented, and thank you for the energy in which you gave. I'll see you tomorrow. Crypto is life. Let's go, baby! I love you all. Keep the energy up. Don't get weak on me, baby. Let's do this, lifers. I'll see you tomorrow on another beautiful live stream.